Imagine being able to read your own personal manual that your own soul wrote before coming into this world, right? That would be crazy, isn't it? Like, what if I tell you that there is a sort of cosmic library where everything is written, all of your experiences, all of your past life experiences, everything, whatever's supposed to happen in the future, everything, every lesson, every challenge is everything is written in that cosmic library. So let's talk about today's topic. I really wanted to talk about the what exactly happens. Well, what is the soul blueprint, Akashic record that you often hear people talk about? Now, there's many different ways to have a soul reading. One of my favorite ways is through the Akashic record. Like I said, it's pretty much a cosmic library. It's absolutely fascinating. When I first started, getting trained on that, it was love at first sight. And that's what I want to talk about today. I think this is so important. Like, I think everyone should have their own soul blueprint reading. Why is that? Is because it matters so much, because when you don't know, this is when you start doing life and you feel very disconnected, and most people are living really disconnected with their deeper purpose. Like, you often hear people asking, what is my purpose? And I think it's a major problem, and this is where the a soul blueprint can actually help you really align with your own personal map, your own personal outline, your own personal blueprint that your soul, no one else's soul but yours, your own soul made this before coming into this crazy simulation on this planet. And the reason why it's also very important to know your own soul blueprint, because then you start understanding, why are you repeating the same patterns? What is in there? Like, what's the lesson that your soul is trying to learn there, right? Because often we can get stuck in like some similar relationship patterns, some struggle, like money struggle and stuff like that. And then something that most people don't realize is that money, for example, is not even about money. It's about the energy, and it's just like reflecting through your money and your finances, your financial goals. But it's not really about money. But I'm going to make more topics, more videos about that later. Let's not digress, shall we? Because I'm so excited. I could talk about this all day long. So, the truth when you're struggling or when you're stuck in patterns and loops, it's that they're not random. Nothing in this world is random. There are specific situations that your soul planned with other people, making soul contracts with other human beings, other souls. And before, it's kind of like a play. Think about like a major Broadway play where, nothing in the play is random. It's not like you go watch the play and those actors had no idea. People just stumble upon another. Absolutely not. Nothing was left to chance. It was pretty much, you know, prepared beforehand. There was a script and people are following the script. In a way, this is what we're doing here. I'll talk about free will another time because that's another hot topic. But this is what all those stuff that you can get more clarity. Like the soul blueprint can give you more clarity on that and help you make sense of this crazy matrix that we're living on. And this is exactly what I do with my clients when I do their birth chart reading, which can also be used as a map. But I like the soul blueprint. I like to go into the Akashic records because it's where you can come in with specific questions and get specific answers from your higher self, from your soul. So it's a lot of it happens through channeling. I'm doing the channeling for you. And this is where I think is the magic, where the true magic happens. And yeah, I love, 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 love doing these. It's just every single one of them is unique, and it's just bringing me so much joy and so much clarity for my clients. So, like I said, what are the Akashic records? They're pretty much like a multi-dimensional library, like a quantum. I like to keep things grounded here, but I think we could use the word quantum. It's that universal energy field. Everything is energy. We're all interconnected. If you could have like 3D, like those 3D goggles where you could see specific things that you can see on the with the naked eyes. If we could have some glasses, that were adapted, let's say some quantum glasses, you'd put them on, you'd start seeing this crazy web of energy and electricity, and we're all connected. And this is something that, it's not just woo talk, it's something that even science is actually starting to start studying to tackle and uncover. I remember there was this video that went viral on Instagram a couple of years back, maybe last year, where they would show what's happening when two people are kissing. And then you'd see the way they did the animation, you could see the energy flowing from one person to another person, and it was just so beautiful to watch. So all this to say that there is an energy field, we're all connected, there's a universal energy field, and the Akashic record is just a quantum library. You could see everything there, not just past life. You could see everything. It's your experiences, all the choices you make, everything. You can ask all the questions you want. You will get crazy insights. What makes the Soul Blueprint special to me is because you can get behind your soul intention. It's like doing a therapy session, a talk therapy with your soul, and talking to your soul one on one. It's absolutely magical. And no, it's nothing to do with religion. I see it as energetic. It's energetic. It's all intuitive. It's accessible, right? And so this is what we do when we do a soul blueprint, right? It's very unique. It's like I said, it was created by your soul before your soul came into this current reincarnation. I know that not everyone is comfortable with the topic of reincarnation. That's something that is wild to think about. But I'm just putting a little seed, and let's just move on, okay? So other things you can find in your blueprint, right? You could find core lessons that your soul came here to learn, right? Sometimes you could be like, what am I doing here? Like who like what is this? Who signed me up for this? Well, my love, your soul signed you up for this. There's a whole background stories behind everything, but pretty much, yeah. Yeah, your soul did. I know it might be crazy to believe that, but yes, I know. And the reason why your soul did that is because your soul is trying to learn through, some very important things so it could evolve to its next stage. So lesson, the same way we're doing like shadow work and all the, heavy work when we go to the therapist and stuff like that, and when we do introspection, well, your soul is on the same journey. So it contains a lot of goodies also. You can learn more about your soul specific strength and like gifts that you're meant to express in this lifetime. And I remember I was doing a reading for a beautiful client last time, and she wasn't really sure if she was on the right path, you know, because she's always had that pull to work in the healing field, and when we went into her Akashic Records, we kind of had that feedback loop that it's a major strength of hers, and there were like kids everywhere, and you get clues like this, and then it kind of gives you that confirmation. It really depends. Like I said, messages only come in, you never get the messages that you're not ready for, which is what is beautiful, because people sometimes they're scared. Oh my God, what if I hear something I don't want to hear? No, it doesn't work like that. You have to be open to receiving, and your soul, the messages that you're gonna get, you are meant to get at this specific time. So it's just, everything is perfect. It just works out perfectly fine at the end. So this was a way that it really helped empower her and really push her, that knowing that yes, she was on the right path, because that can be hard, especially if you have parents telling you, no, you should be doing that instead, you should be doing this, you should be dating this XYZ. So it's really great to have that confirmation and that extra boost to kind of help you keep going with the path that you on. And other things you can find in your soul's blueprint, all sorts of things. You can find things about specific stuff. Like I've had a client that that was breaking up with her partner, and in the record she got the confirmation that the soul contracts between her and that person was over. It was long overdue, you know what I mean? So of course there's like free will, but knowing that it it's a dead end now. It's kind of like when you have a contract, when you hire a contractor to work on your house, the contractor finished the contract, there's nothing else to do there. Okay. It's not. So yeah, anyways, moving on. So this is all the beautiful answers you can get in the Akashic records, which I absolutely love. Other things you could do is, something that I really like to talk about is those challenges that we go through in life. They're not meant to punish you. They're designed to push you, okay? They're designed for your own progression so you can evolve. That's something that I have to repeat to myself all the time, every day. Because we really tend to forget, because that's just, we're humans, we're not perfect, right? And we just tend to forget and lose ourselves in those challenges. So that's why I always make sure I remind that to my customers and to everyone. It's just so that we know, like, those challenges are not there because some crazy force hates you in the, it's just really meant to help you grow. Kind of like how parents force their kids to eat vegetables because at the end of the day, it's good for them. So when you understand your soul blueprints, things start to click. Things start to click. Doesn't mean that all those challenges that I was talking about disappear. No, it doesn't work like that. It just means that patterns make more sense. You start understanding yourself better. You start moving through life with more flow. Like your life start having a sense of purpose because now you understand there is a method to the madness, right? And like I said, you're more empowered and more aligned. And also, a beautiful thing that I like to see is life becomes less about fixing yourself and more about kind of like owning yourself, stepping into your own, yeah, this is me. This is me. And then you have like a silent power, a silent fuel that just gets you through those challenges because you can see a bigger picture. You can zoom out because it's like when you in front of the wall, if you right here and the wall is right there, you can't see anything, but there's a lot of power to like step back and seeing, oh, okay, I see now. You could see like the bigger picture, and it gives you more, it makes you feel more grounded in life. So how is this magical cosmic library accessed, right? Like how do you access it? Technically, it's through intuitive and energetic reading of your Akashic records. Like I said, there's many ways to have a soul blueprint. The Akashic records are really powerful, and this is what I really love. And yeah, it's through a lot of channeling, right? Each reading is unique. There is never going to be two readings that are going to be the same. You might have two different readings. You might have come up in with your questions that you want to ask, and then you come up again with the same question 6 months later. And you know what I mean? You get more insight. Now, it doesn't mean that, it's just like I said before, right? The messages that are going to be channeled through you also depend on where you're at in life and what you can handle. You're never going to get things that you cannot handle. You're never going to get messages that are way too big for you to handle. You understand what I mean? This is what, there's like a fail-safe mechanism to the process, to the method. It doesn't mean that no, you get lies and stuff like that. What it means is that you get the answers channeled in a way that can meet you where you are right now. Okay. So again, it's not fortune telling, okay? I always have to repeat that over and over again. We are diving into your own soul blueprints. It's not about fortune telling. It's not like a Chinese fortune telling cookie, okay? We need to approach this with crazy major respect and discernment. So again, your soul blueprint is your sacred map. It's the map that was made specially for you by your own soul, your higher self. And understanding it brings alignment, clarity, and so much inner peace. You stop trying to live life, walk through life in someone else's shoes, and you start wearing your own shoes because you finally see the big picture. Okay, so if you'd like to have some direct insight into why you chose your family, I'm telling you, things get really juicy. Why you chose your family, your own struggles, your career path, things like that. A soul blueprint can reveal all these things, what's hiding often in plain sight. And it's pretty much your divine design. So if you're curious, all the links are down below. I absolutely love to put on my Inspector Gadget. Anyone grew up watching that? My Inspector Gadget hat, and just let's dive deep into your soul so we can get all the answers that you need. So all the links are down below. And check out the next video, because in the next video, you don't want to miss that out. I'm exploring how your soul blueprint explains your life's biggest struggles. That one is juicy. You don't want to miss it out.